What's good, everybody? It's your boy Ropes. So this one's about Errol Spence and his potential to be a pay-per-view star one day, which I could see it in him. I think one day Errol Spence is going to be that guy that fighters are going to want to fight, not only for money but for legacy as well. I can see it in him already. I could be wrong, but when a fighter is special, you can always tell early in their career. Motherfuckers just don't pop out of nowhere, knocking people out, shit like that. You know what I mean? So I can see that he's special already. And I'm wondering, could this be a problem for him? Because I was listening to a video from Black Fight Fan TV. Shout out to him. Go sub to him immediately if you're not. He was saying that, one day fighters are going to be begging Errol Spence to come to Texas to fight him. And I know that they're going to be begging to fight him one day, but I'm just wondering if they're going to want to go to Texas to do it. Because Texas has this reputation of having shitty judges, horrible refereeing, and a lot of corrupt shit. Like, they had that reputation down there in Texas for that. I remember back in the day, people on YouTube were talking about boycotting Texas fights. And it was around the time of Paulie Malignaggi versus the baby boy Juan Diaz. Because Malignaggi clearly outboxed Diaz. I mean, it was no question in my mind that he won the fight. But Diaz was given the gift, and Paulie had a whole lot to say about it after the fight. I mean, he went off. And I'm paraphrasing, but he said some shit to the effect of, this is why I don't like to come down here to Texas to fight, because they don't give us a fair shake when we come here. And he was saying it if it's well known between fighters that this is what happens. So I'm just wondering, could this be a problem for Errol Spence if he does become that big star? Is he going to have trouble in negotiations? Could this be an excuse not to fight him because nobody wants to go to Texas to fight? Because, I mean, you got to admit, man, there is some corruption that goes on down there. And I want to hear from people from Texas that are actually from there to get your opinion on this. Do you guys think that this just happens to every hometown fighter and too much is being put on Texas? Or do you think that this is really a problem? Because some of the worst robberies we have seen has happened in Texas. You got some huge ones like Chavez and Whitaker. Then you had the Diaz Malignaggi fight that I pointed out. And not only that, you guys have the worst referee in the history of the sport, Lawrence Cole down there. Okay? Listen, if I'm from Texas, Lawrence Cole is the guy I want in the ring with me, because I know I'm going to be able to fucking headbutt, low blow, knee, suplex. I'm going to be able to do whatever I want to my opponent, and he's going to help me do it too. Because that's the type of referee that he is. You know what I mean? He's also like the type where the closer you are to Texas, the more help you're going to get from him. So, like, let's say nobody's from Texas in the fight that he's officiating. Let's say I'm from Cali, and then you get somebody from New Jersey or some shit. I know Lawrence Cole got me. I'm straight. I'm closer to Texas than the other motherfucker. Like, he reminds me of that type of referee. And he's not the only one, but we do see that happen a lot with Lawrence, and he does not like foreigners. If you're a foreigner and you come over to Texas to fight and you got Lawrence Cole in there, you're fucked. Okay, and you're damn near going to have to kill your opponent to win, and hopefully Lawrence won't disqualify you trying to do it. He got busted one time telling Marquez that he was ahead on the scorecard after a foul, basically giving him, an out. Like, hey, you could just say you can't continue, and we got you. You know how we do. And he got caught, and I think he got suspended for that for a certain amount of days or a certain amount of fights. And also, I mean, we can point out that Lomachenko-Salido fight. Now, even though I fully blame Lomachenko for not speaking up for himself, for not complaining about the low blows and just letting the shit go, then, if he ain't going to complain about it, I'm not either. I'm not going to come to his defense either. It's his fault that he lost that shit, because he should have been more vocal about it, okay? We saw that he was getting low blow. And we know that Lawrence saw this shit too, all right? And there were times that Lawrence would actually throw Lomachenko's glove off of Salido's body and allow Salido to quickly throw a wild haymaker and try to hit him with the shit. It happened several times in the fight. And I was thinking, damn, what kind of shit is this? So Lomachenko, he really did lose the fight, but he had a lot of help from Lawrence Cole doing that shit too. You know what I mean? I'm just wondering, could this backfire on Errol Spence if he wants to become that hometown fighter and bring that revenue into Texas that you guys deserve down there? I think that Errol Spence, he's most likely going to end up being like a Vegas fighter, man, or probably like fighting at the Barclays and shit like that. Because Texas, I'm just not so sure, man. Maybe he could do his thing at Dallas Stadium or something like that. You know, who knows? I want to see him do it if that's what he wants to do. But I'm just wondering, could it be a problem down there? Because it can also be an excuse after a fighter loses. Let's say it's a close fight that could have gone either way, and then it gets handed over to Errol. Let's say we felt that Errol may have lost by a round. That's the majority of what the fans think. And Errol Spence gets the decision. People are going to say it's only because he was in Texas. It was only because he was in his hometown. And then there's going to be all this whole Andre Ward type shit all over again. You know what I mean? So I'm just wondering, is he going to run into those problems? If you're from Texas, feel free to chime in, man. If you're Ashy Knuckles, Black Fight Fan TV, anybody down there in Texas, let me know how you feel about this because I think it could be a problem for Errol Spence.